What if you could uncover the hidden power of faith from women whose stories have shaped history? Women who defied the odds, stood strong in faith, and made a lasting impact on God's kingdom. Yet their courage and influence are often overlooked. Today we're revealing the untold strength of biblical women whose legacies inspire believers today. When we think of leaders, we often think of men. But Deborah, a judge of Israel, shattered that mold. She didn't just lead with authority, she led with a God-given wisdom that earned her the trust of her nation. In a time when women's voices were silenced, Deborah stood tall as a beacon of divine wisdom. What lessons can we learn from her courageous leadership? And how can women today lead with the same faith-filled authority? Esther's story is one of destiny and daring courage. A young Jewish woman who became queen, she risked her life to save her people. Her famous words, "If I perish, I perish," echo with unwavering conviction. Esther's story reminds us that when God places us in positions of influence, He has a purpose, sometimes one that requires stepping out in faith despite overwhelming fear. What is God calling you to do, even if it feels risky or uncertain? Imagine being asked to carry the Savior of the world. Mary's obedience is a powerful testament to trusting God's plan, no matter how difficult it may seem. In a world filled with expectations and limitations, she said yes to God's calling without hesitation. How can we, like Mary, embrace our divine purpose with grace and trust, especially when the world expects something different? The Proverbs 31 woman is often seen as an unattainable standard. But what if it's not about perfection, but purpose? Her strength and dignity are rooted in a life led by faith, and her impact is far-reaching. How can women today redefine this passage, not as an ideal, but as a real, achievable way to live empowered and purpose-driven lives? These women didn't just live, they thrived. They were warriors, queens, mothers, and entrepreneurs, each uniquely equipped for their divine purpose. Their stories remind us that God uses women in powerful, world-changing ways. Are you ready to embrace your own God-given strength? Remember, your story too can change the world, just as theirs did.